Should you blast a guest in a rating and review for cleanliness? That's a great question, which is from an Airbnb host who had a whole bunch of guests that came and they were messy. They didn't trash the place per se, but they left it really, really messy. Now, on Airbnb, there's a place where you can rate your guests to say, hey, this was a great guest. You should let them come to your place. And there are a bunch of Airbnb hosts that read those ratings and reviews and they decide, I'm not going to let this person come stay at my house. So if you are a frequent traveler and you use the Airbnb program, do you want to be blasted for leaving the place a mess? Now, a messy place is subjective. I don't really know what that means. I did not see any pictures for this particular place. But would you leave them a rating and review? They can turn around and leave you a bad rating and review as well, and then that brings your overall rating down. So the ratings game is a little iffy. But you could do something like you could leave them a 3 or a 2 on cleanliness. Just say, hey, it was below average. It could have been much cleaner. Didn't leave it that way. You could leave them a higher rating for communication or house rules. Like, okay, they followed all of the other house rules. They were quiet. They didn't disturb the peace. They didn't smoke inside, whatever your other house rules were. They followed all of those. They were great on communication. House cleaning, not so much. And then if they did a really bad job and the place was horrible, what you may do is just say, I don't recommend this guest. You're welcome to contact me privately and I will give you the details. That way you're not blasting them on a public forum, but you're letting other guests know, I'm not so sure about these particular guests that came and stayed. And you're letting other hosts know, I'm not so sure about the people that stayed, okay? They left it really messy. Now, if you have a cleaning service, the cleaning service is going to be trained to come in and to pick up and tidy up and reset the place for the next guest. But if a guest is super messy and it requires extra time, you're paying that extra fee to your cleaner to come in and reset the place and get it back up to standards. So if the people have left food strewn about, or they've left clothes and shoes, and I don't know why, but lots of people leave stuff behind, phone chargers and shoes and baby clothes and boxes of stuff that they've ordered and luggage, and it's like they just up and leave. And then the host is left to try to put all the stuff together and pack it up and ship it back to them and whatever, because people just leave. They're in a hurry, they got to rush off to the airport, and they'll just leave stuff behind. So if this is one of those cases that needs to be addressed, and you can address it personally, but you can also address it up front. My preference is always address it up front. If the expectations are clear, people know what they're supposed to do. If the expectations are not clear, it's up for grabs, and people will do whatever they want to do. So if you're very crystal clear about do not leave anything behind, anything you leave behind will be tossed. That makes it very clear, I'm not going to spend a fortune shipping your stuff back to you because you decided not to clean up when you're done. If there's food and stuff strewn about, you will be charged an extra fee because we have to then hire exterminators to come in and make sure there are no rodents or bugs that have come in because of the food that you've left out. Make it very clear and make it understandable so that people, oh, yes, it's a sanitation issue. I shouldn't leave empty food containers all over the kitchen. I should put them away when I'm done. And so it lets them know why you're so specific about your rules. And so if they sign that on check-in, now they understand the rules and you understand that they understand the rules. And they understand that if they violate those rules, there will be a charge. This also goes for a no smoking charge. There are a lot of people that will charge a fee if you violate the no smoking policy and you smoke inside the house, because now they have to come in and they have to sweep the house of that smell, and it takes extra product and extra money and extra time. And if they have another guest coming in and they have to delay that guest, that shoots their rating and review, or maybe the people cancel and they go stay somewhere else. It could cost them business. So there are reasons why hosts and homeowners have rules in place. And if you are the guest and you understand the rules, then you can jump in and fall in line. But as far as blasting them on the rating and review, go easy on that. If it's a guest that you would never have back, you may just want to say we weren't a good fit for each other. And that very clearly says to all the other hosts out there, if it wasn't a good fit for these people, they're probably not a good fit for me either. But it's a nice way of saying, go at your own risk. Because if you blast somebody, they could blast you back. They can create another account and come back and cause all kinds of mischief with your Airbnb account. So be kind. You're still in a public place. If you wouldn't say it to the customer's face, please don't say it online. And if it needs to be said in private, please let them know, hey, I had to charge your security deposit because I had to call an exterminator for all this extra stuff that was left out, or I had an extra shipping charge because I had to ship all your stuff back. Make it very clear what malfunctioned. And then if the rules are in place, it's no surprise to them. They're not going to say, oh, well, I got hit with this extra $200 charge because they had to ship all my stuff back. If they knew up front, they were required not to leave anything behind, right? So just make your rules very clear, because if the rules are very clear, people can follow them.